Difficult games. Honestly stupid. I feel like the only purpose of difficult games is to feed YouTubers with content, you know, watch PewDiePie scream in Celtic rune language or Donkey go, okay, I'm trying for real. Getting over it. We've all seen it, but do people who aren't YouTubers actually play that? My Steam friends list says no, but these YouTube views are telling me yeah. So I've built this negative perception of the notoriously hard games, basically any 2D platformer in the Souls franchise. But I've discovered some of the tightest stuff by giving things I assumed I would hate a shot, wiping my ass for example. So what exactly did playing my first Souls-like game teach me? That everyone on Reddit is a pussy except for me. This game is broken, the controls are awkward, the enemies are too fast, it's not fair. All dumbass excuses that I see thrown all over the internet, and all things that I've said several times.
God! How the fuck did he... Oh my fuck. Oh, okay.
Which is how I knew that this guy doesn't actually hate the game, he's just stuck on a boss. Sekiro's fun, action-packed, challenging, fair for the most part, and it sucked me back into the single-player experience to a degree I haven't felt since 2017. Sekiro is an action-packed boss rush where you are a shinobi serving your master, Kulo, but when Femboy gets kidnapped and your arm gets chopped off trying to save him, it's your job to get back up and get some justice for... Hey, what the fuck is this? Go forth. Stab that fucking monkey in the head. Jump, sneak, grapple, do whatever, kill the mini-bosses if you want, you figure it out. Sekiro is kind of like a linear open-world game. Your objective is to kill bosses until you progress in the story, but how you get to that point is mostly up to you. There's mob characters scattered about the land, so you can hack, slash, pretend to be a ninja, or just bypass the enemies entirely. I don't care. And because the game takes place in a beautiful iteration of Japan with some supernatural elements, you're kinda familiar with what you're seeing, and kinda not. The architecture is that old ancient stuff. There's shinobis and bamboo, which makes the unfamiliar elements pop. Is that a goddamn snake? There's this one uncharacteristically serene part of the game littered with cherry blossoms and peaceful music. It's gorgeous, and if you're looking around, you'll notice these wacky lizard people doing Tai Chi, or the vacant battleground peppered with corpses and distant crow calls. It's entirely dead and, again, really peaceful until you hear this.
My name is Kyobu Masataka Oniwa!
The world is cool, and I had several magic moments that I can remember off the top of my head. But that doesn't make a game fun unless you're Breath of the Wild. Let's talk about the gameplay. Every enemy can be killed, of course, by chipping away at their health, or you can build up their posture bar, which is done by relentlessly attacking and parrying. In other words, you're a sword guy, therefore you do sword stuff. I believe it was Doug who once said that. And the cool thing about doing sword stuff is parrying, where you have to time the block button right as you get hit. As opposed to dodging enemies, generally it's a better idea to look his ass in the eyes and start pressing L1. Of course, some enemies are harder to posture break, so it can be a good idea to dodge instead of parrying and whittle down their health, which usually looks way less cool. This means that all fights are dynamic and you have to tailor your fight style to certain scenarios that play out while you're fighting. Maybe instead of trying to read his next move for more posture, I dodge it entirely because it regens fast at this stage. You'll get it if you play the game. And finally, there are some attacks where you have to dodge inward or jump towards them by reading their stance, which is completely ass backwards and doesn't come naturally at all. But when you get it, The combat is a mix of precision and timing, constantly pushing your reaction time and muscle memory to the limit. Without question, Sekiro has the most fun combat I felt in years, which is really easy for me to say now, but while I was fighting the demon of hatred, I wished harm upon women and children, I cursed God, I became temporarily racist, that fight brought out the worst in me. Sekiro is not an easy game, but I would have it no other way. I feel like difficulty often means overwhelming you with an abundance of shit on the screen that does a ton of damage, or dying from things you can't see. Sekiro's approach to difficulty, on the other hand, lies in your own ineptitude at beating a single enemy, most of the time. Alright, let's look at monkeys. Alright, this is man. Man is dumb, man needs warfare and Pabst Blue Ribbon to motivate himself. Now, check out monkeys. See, chimpanzees actually have a capacity to remember and recognize patterns, a power that apparently I don't fucking have, because like I can't comprehend the idea of that when Spear Guy does the one move that gets me, the one thing that people with spears are known for doing, I need to dodge in and press circle. So I die and die and die and die, and eventually I stop blaming the game. I reach self-awareness. I know what I'm doing wrong.
Shot. Shot.
The controls that were initially pretty hard to grasp become bound to my brain and are used in unconscious thought. Your understanding of the controls incrementally increases with each boss because you're kind of forced to learn and adapt to higher levels of difficulty. I want to surmount these challenges because 1, I'm stubborn, and after every mistake I become one step better at the game than I was one life ago. You walk out of each boss fight not thinking, oh I got lucky, but you beat them knowing that you whooped his ass and you could do it again. This guy took me half an hour to beat in my first run. I'm gonna kick his shit on New Game Plus just to prove a point. And for the record, I only choose one guy. There are several times that I told myself, this is impossible and this is a shitty game, until I realized that impossible is just a mindset here.
What the fuck?
Oh, hello.
Alright, how much money will you give me if I beat him with one shot, Nick?
$20. $20 PayPal right now.
Oh,
$20 is yours. I actually don't know.
How the fuck do I counter this? I countered it, but... What the fuck? I really want money! Give me my $20.
Oh my
Give me my fucking $20. Give me my... Let's fucking go!
Granted, that was one of the easier bosses, but god, it felt fantastic to see how fast I could react and adapt and watch all the hardship I went through on earlier bosses pay off. So while yes, it's pretty dang hard, that's also what makes it a million times more fun and engaging than any puzzle for me. Here's what I didn't like. The story sucks ass. I'm not given a reason to care about this guy. I don't care about this... Get that? Come on, man. I don't care about any of the characters in the story, nor what the cutscenes had to say. In fact, I think the world told a much more interesting one. I also didn't like those few times when I'm fighting the fair one and some rice farmer deduces that now's a good time to come fuck with me in the midst of a duel. Nor did I like fighting beast-type monsters that much. Their hitboxes are humongous, and it looks less cool to fight. Those two instances are where I think the game is at its weakest. But for those few issues I had, none of them are strong enough to hurt my image of the game. Sekiro is a great, immersive, 40-hour experience that I would cop for sure if it was on sale for around 40 bucks. Yeah, it was the hardest game I've ever played, and yes, that made it really fun and possibly harmed my mental health. I can't lie, this isn't part of the script. If you're a stubborn guy or gal, maybe you like fighting games or are interested in the setting, definitely give it a shot. Tight gameplay, polished visuals, an amazing setting. Even as a newcomer to FromSoft games, I found immense enjoyment from the game and the challenge it presented. So why do so many people I've seen coming from the Souls franchise dislike the game? I don't know, but get over it. Get over Dark Souls, dude. Please. I'm saying it for you, not for me. There's a reason it's called Sekiro and not Dark Souls. Path of the Dragon. This ain't a sequel. You have to approach this game with a fresh mind. Be willing to experience different mechanics and a change of scenery. I was told, bro, play Dark Souls first. You're doing it backwards. You know who said that? People who don't like Sekiro and play Dark Souls first. Why would I ever want to taint my impression of a game when I could possibly love both? And that's why I'm super excited for Bloodborne next. Genuinely, even if I don't make a video on it. But what about this guy from the start? I don't know, at least you have Reddit Gold, champ.
Fuck yeah.